Hey guys, and welcome back. It is 2023 now. I don't know when this video is going to go out, but I still don't have a good enough laptop to edit videos on for, you know, a period of time. I get about 5 minutes of footage and it starts lagging, so I'm going to get a new laptop. So, I don't know when you'll be seeing this, but that's what the date is. 2023 was like 4 days ago. And today, we are finally going to be doing a rear bar on the Jeep. As you can see, our bit of L-bar there. Shouldn't be too bad to get the main section knocked up at least. A few little things we got to do. I think if you've watched any of my past episodes, we've talked about this as a subframe vehicle, not a chassis vehicle. So we do have to do some strengthening in the subframe to be able to support the weight of the rear bar. We're going to have two Jerrys and a spare tyre on the back here, so it needs to be strong enough to support that, especially over those, you know, corrugations and whatever, wherever we plan on taking this thing. So, I don't know what else to tell you. Let's just start ripping it apart. If it wasn't making sense before, this is what we got. So you got these couple of old professional nutserts that just hold that old rear bar on. And that's fine, that's a sheet metal bar, that's enough, all good. Not all good if we're going to be chucking a lot of weight on the back here. So, right in here that's the inner subframe. This little strip is actually part of the old tow bar here. So we're gonna have to cut this out. I've seen it online in that. It's a pretty nice, neat rectangle. One site said it was 50 by 100 box section, so that's what I've got. So hopefully that is the case. That'll make life a bit easier. And the box section will actually, so it'll slide in here, bolt up here, and come out a bit, and the rear bar will actually sit on that new box section. So yeah, that's the way to do it. Probably drop this tow bar first. We'll undo that, drop that tow bar. I think that exhaust might be in the way. Looks like it. So it's a bit of fun, and we'll cut these out. Hey, we lost the SD card for a second there. She filled up, so we broke out the new one. But we do have the old tow bar and the bash plate. So yeah, this thing actually does have a bash plate over the fuel tank here, and as you can see, it doesn't drain very well. When we do go out, I do chuck the hose in this hole and in the top hole over there, but there is quite a bit of junk and grime in there, so I don't know whether to drill a few more holes in that to try and flush it better. I have to do something, because that's just no good, that. Under here we do have these nutsert strips. It looks like they're held on with like really big rivets. I'm not entirely sure why you would do that. I don't know, man, but whatever, we'll cut them off. Yeah, we'll cut them off and get them holes done. Now I was skeptical that we'd even get 50 by 100 in there, but there's heaps of room. It's actually quite a bit bigger than 50 by 100, as you just sort of cut out. I've already done the other side over here. I will just clean that little bit up with a file, just get that corner nice and flat with the bottom. Now we can see in there, that is your leaf spring. Looks shit on the camera, looks dark. That there is your leaf spring bolt that comes through. So we do have to just miss that, and then we've got this side looks like a pretty straight run. On this side we're gonna have to duck it down underneath the fuel filler, so no big deal really. As you can see guys, we cut that bloody box section and the drop saw there, and sort of just hanging at the back of the Jeep at the moment. It might be just easiest just to spin it around and bring it in and put it on the hoist, just cause I don't have heaps of room over here, so if I just back it up, I don't think. Alright, we'll give it a go before we go turn it around. We'll back it in and we'll see how we go. Because yeah, we really just need to get that weight off of that suspension to get them leaf bolts out. There's just no way around it, them shackle bolts out. These are the ones that everyone always says rust in there. So we'll just might give them a bit of a squirt with WD, clean up the area. By the time we get up on the hoist, hopefully that's penetrated enough, we'll just bang them out real quick. Everything else on the car's been pretty good. I think most things people talk about is in them, like say the States, or yeah, pretty much just the States, where especially where they ice the roads, salt the roads, in the icy states. But yeah, no, it's, I can't believe how easy that 50 by 100 went into that. I thought that was like, I just didn't think that was going to fit in there, eh? Like it's not a big box, but just, I don't know, had me doubts. But yeah, also, we'll rip on that. Hey, pulled it up a bit early yesterday. Young fella wanted to have a play at the park, so sort of takes a bit of preference over this. But we did get the Jeep up on the hoist here. So yeah, we will be ripping these bolts out. You can't really see too much on the lens anyway. So we'll rip them out, and do have a lunch I got to go to, so might just get them out and then come back later this RV and start cutting our pieces up. We do. Perfect. Okay. You're riding away with the camera. Holy moly! Excuse me. What's your bum?
The bum.
What's your bum?
The bum.
What's your bum?
The bum. What?
You're right in the way again. Take a step back, please. Thank you. Just tight that, okay?
Why?
Holy moly! Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you.
Hey, how come?
Oh, Daddy's trying to undo the wrong one. What a peanut. We want to undo this one up here. Silly Daddy. Silly.
Tight?
It's a little bit tight.
That's tight.
Yeah. Not too bad. Not that bad. Yeah. It's coming out, so that's good. Oh. Holy moly. Yeah, I'm okay. Daddy make funny noises? No. Okay, good. That would have been embarrassing. Yeah, I'm okay. You okay? Scary. Hey, I did have to duck out yesterday. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, so I didn't get a whole lot done. I did have like spare maybe 15 minutes in the RV, and I was just like, I want to get that bolt out, eh? So I did get it out. I didn't film it, unfortunately. It was ridiculously hard to get out. Can't believe it didn't break, so I think we're gonna have to replace it. And now we can show you. I don't know. Get me our torch here. Turn this around. We look up in there. That's a pretty good run. On this side, we got that's where the fuel filler is, so it's gonna have to be cut a lot lower. You can see the leaf shackle bolt there. Turn that off. We get our steel here. We slide it in. This is our line we want to be right up the front here. And it's definitely hitting that bloody step down. You see on the bolt, I don't know, what do you call this, sort of bolt cert strip thing, that's where the step up is. To miss that bloody thing. So it's a pretty good indicator. Yeah, so dark around the back here. If we just have this, yeah, that's the edge, that there's that, that little edge used to go over the lip there. So if we put that roughly, it doesn't have to be perfect. We put that on our line there. We got our sort of spacing for that little strip in there. We want this still has to be on the bottom of the frame rail. So we have to cut this out and also cut from the top so we can get enough room to get up over and then still have this on the bottom of the frame rail. Not that big of a deal. Probably just trace that out and yeah, it'll be sweet. That side with the filler neck there, you know, we'll get the old calipers and we'll give it a bit of a measure and see how far we have to cut down and similar thing. So we'll just probably measure in to the filler neck thing, probably poke the calipers up through the bottom here. You can poke the stick up through the holes, get a measurement so we take off sort of the minimum we have to take off just to get that to slide in there. And hopefully once these are in, pull forward again and have a little bit more room. Beauty. That's good. Happy with that. Super easy, guys. We will have to drill them bolt holes for the bottom for the nut strip. I'm actually wondering whether we just put that inside there and just, you know, on them rivets that were there, on those little rivets, just drill them out, just put 2 tack welds on there. It's only just to hold it there, it's not, you know, the bolt. the bolts are what's holding it down, sort of sandwiching it. I'm wondering, yeah, might just do that. Like if we can, just slide it in there, save heaps of time. But happy with that. A lot of the ones I see online, they cut heaps of material out of it. Ooh. If we just nick that edge off, I reckon that's the go. That's definitely the go. Definitely the go. Couple tack welds and bang him in. Sort of. So this is our line. That is how far down we got to cut. Heaps, man. Heaps. So we'll cut. Oh, we got to cut all the way to here. Because that fuel tube, you know, roughly there. Right here. 300, so how far down did we come? 60. Hopefully, what I'm worried about is there's this little raised section right here. Hopefully we can get this through this section, because it's fatter than the bit here, through, past that and past that. So we only got so much room. Hopefully we can get that through there. If we can't, we might have to cut this down again and along here, because I really want this on the bottom of the frame. So we come down to about 60. Cut that out. Cut that out and cut that out. Hopefully, once we chop 90% of that steel out, we'll be good. That's what I meant by heaps coming off that side. Let's go see if it bloody fits. What's hitting? What's hitting in there? Ah, yes. Yep, you have to take more off of it. I don't know if you guys can see in there very well with the torch and everything. Nah, you just have to trust me. It's hitting. Funnily enough, just through the power of video editing, this is now about 5mm shorter, and a little bit of finessing goes right in there. So the next thing to do will be drill these holes in the bottom and weld them nut strips in. I don't know if you guys are too interested in that, so I might just and it's done. I've seen this thing where all YouTubers do where you just snap your fingers and the holes are drilled. I don't know how they do it, man. Looks like we're going to be drilling them. Alrighty, I have checked both sides. Driver's side's Mickey Mouse. Passenger side, the holes need to be ovaled out a little bit. A little bit frustrating. That's what happens when you eyeball and whatever. So I've got the driver's over here. Now we've coated the inside of that with a bit of weld through primer. We've got our nutsert strip bolted in nice and tight to keep it tight down to the bottom there. We're just going to plug weld those holes to hold it in place, obviously. Just going to use our little wire thingy on the drill, get right down in there, get all that paint off that. I don't want to strip the whole area, so I just want to paint off there. That's what I'm going to do it this way. This one I drilled the hole for, but there's no bolt. There's no bolt for it. The tow bar just doesn't use it either, so whatever. So yeah, we'll get that going. Do them. Zap him up. And that'll be that side done. We'll put a healthy old coat of fish oil on there and we'll get this side done. And then we actually start building the bar. We're actually waiting to do. Now we're just put some to the car here, and we're doing this driver's side, passenger side one. And we're just taking the extra step on this side because those holes are ovaled. Just to double check, just done a little tacks on it, and just going to double check that they're all good before we go welding it all up. I have to fix a bigger problem later, but it's looking good. So. And you see just a tiny little dab on there at the moment. So we go over there and buzz him up, and next time you see him, probably just going to be spraying heaps of fish oil in there, and actually got little extra clips to put on yet. Yes? You're helping? What do you got with that though? What are you doing with that? They're very important. Okay. Helping. Alright boys. Probably go have some lunch, feed the young fella. Back in a sec. We do want to tie in these nutserts either side as well. The original nutserts from the old bar. Now I was gonna actually cut and make some, but I just cut these off of the old bar. And I think we'll be able to get away easy enough. Like it's a 3 mil sort of thing. Easy enough just to weld that on there. Weld straight on that box section. Easy done. It's not complicated. The other side, a little bit, probably too big of a gap. But you know, it's a good 10 mil there. Might have to make a plate on that side. We're just going to tack him on here and probably weld him up on the bench because it's going to be nicer. The only thing I'm worried about is it pulling away as we weld. So maybe I will just weld it on. Yeah, just weld it on here. Can't see very well though. so dark. I go drew, just to show you guys before I do drill these holes, when you do that nut up or bolt up, it does leave a really easy to see impression. So that's pretty much how we're doing that, just in case you're wondering. It's not always that good, but that's pretty bloody good. That. Now those holes are drilled, isn't it? Set some lights up now that we're nearly finished. Just painted around the edges here. We're just going to get the fish oil here and give her a big old coating in there. So there's literally just everywhere. Spray. It's pretty nasty and yucky smell. Didn't hit all the inside of the chassis after Forby and come out the next day. We were fish in the bin or something. It doesn't stink real bad, but it smells like fish. Funnily enough. Oil everywhere, especially in all them hard to reach spots. We'll probably do this every now and then. Just give her a good old spray. Because it'll be accessible. All this will be accessible. Gross. And the other one. Pretty much it, guys. 1, 2, all the bolts are in. So I think I'll pretty much wrap up for today. It's about 20 past 6. It took a lot longer. It always takes longer than you think, especially when you're making stuff. Like, it's so simple to make. Still chewed up a full day, but got good supports there to work off now. So we'll I don't know, I'd like something to slide inside there and now bar come off that. That's what I would like. So we'll see what we do in the morning, but so we'll crack on with it tomorrow. Only got one more day left of holidays and then the weekend, and then it's back to work Monday. So that's a shame. That is a big shame, but it is what it is. So we'll be back to probably late nights on the big girl. So keen to get it done though, because then as soon as that's done, we're going to rip into this lift kit and then yeah, that'll be good. Hey guys, it's the next day. We have got the saw ready to rock and roll, and we've got our cut line on the angle line here, 2 cut lines on that box section. We are gonna cut them crossways, shrink them down so we can hopefully slide those inside the rear supports, weld them straight onto there, and that'll be the rear bar easily taken on and off. I don't think there's too much to say. Let's just bloody get into it. So you can see how much cutting distance cutting depth we've already lost. Like, this goes onto here, so you already lose this much. We only got that much cutting depth left. These things are guaranteed for 10,000 cuts. No, what do we got? 1,000 cuts. It's done pretty well so far. We'll actually never use them anymore. That's a pain in the bum. They are noisy. I can easy twice as loud as the abrasive one. And if you're cutting aluminium, you really got to use wax to stop it balling up. You see there? You use wax, otherwise it galls up the blade. I think the best way to go about this is just to weld these up before I cut down the sides. I've just tacked them, checked them in the car to make sure that they actually fit inside the box section height wise, and they do. Give that edge a chamfer so you get good penetration all the way through. Hopefully you have a nice low profile weld, we don't have to grind back. And we're on about 140 amps DC, but I'm using the foot pedal as well, so we can control our amps through that. Ooh, that's hot still. Might just let them cool down for 5, and then we'll cut them long ways. Weld up again. It should slide in hopefully nicely. Now guys, we're on the back of the car at the moment, and they're very tight fit. I've actually got them both in side by side, just giving a test fit. They're not welded yet, but you do have to tap them in quite hard. Honestly, that's probably what we're chasing. We don't want heaps of movement. It's just going to have 2 bolts through each side. The only issue is with how tight they are. If those frame rails aren't perfectly parallel, you won't be able to slide them in and out. Like, it's going to be real difficult. It's going to be difficult enough if they are parallel. If they're not, it's going to be pretty much impossible to pull that bar in and out. So, no real way to know until we do weld it up. So I guess we're just going to weld it up and probably get the L bar on the back here, put some tacks on it, and see if it will actually slide in and out all as one unit. If it doesn't, we're probably going to have to make these even smaller, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the bum. Now we're just going to slide these in like we said for the old hot steel here. About that much. And we've got to get that piece of angle iron, just tack it onto those pieces, just to see if we can even pull and, like, you know, push and pull this bar. To me it looks like those frame rails are slightly going inwards, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now there's heaps of mill scale still on here. We're not too concerned about that at the moment. We'll just attack it. Just attack it and see if it'll come in and out. So anyway, let's find something to prop that up a bit. That's pretty good. All in all. Not too bad, guys. Next thing to do will be cut that off again, drill our 2 holes while we can get to them. The holes that actually hold the bar on, it's going to be nearly impossible to get to them after things are gone. Drill them, bolt them, weld it again, or clean it up, weld it again, and yeah, that'll be pretty much the main support done anyway. So there you go, guys. 4 holes drilled. It's all about the low speed, high torque with the bigger drill bit you go. Try to keep that cutting fluid up to it if you don't want blunt drill bits. So there it is, guys. You just see me tack that on there. I sort of did a bit of a strip along the top to really make sure that they don't twist up when we're welding. We're going to take them off to weld them. It's just going to be way too hard with that little 5mm gap we left there.